Sabrina will provide you to the real news and which is taken factually and actually, either in international and national. Well, let's begin to the news today. Coronavirus disease discovered in 2019, which is responsible for a global pandemic. COVID, caused by SARS-CoV-2, one of type coronavirus. In 2019, the coronavirus is mutate again and start causing disease in human. The outbreak began in Wuhan City, China, and now coronavirus is continuing its spread across the world. More than 300 million people have lost their lives. Roughly 3 months into the outbreak, there have been 100,500 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 3,809 was dead, resulting in fatality rate of 35%. So, many medical staff are overwhelmed and hospital capacity is insufficient to accommodate patients. And then, 60% for case, it fell steadily over time until it was only 0.8% for patients with symptoms onset after February. There are two main reasons. For the first, the hospital and clinic were initially overwhelmed and couldn't manage the disease, so both patient and healthcare providing were getting severely ill. And then, better equipment, testing, and then the process. Dramatically now, as a point of comparison, the flu typically causes a fatality rate of 0.1%. So, even based on this data, COVID-19 is still 8 to 35 times more deadly than flu. Then, the COVID-19 mortality rates differ by group. So, for example, if you split things out by age, fatality rate is relatively low if you are below 60 with no death seen in children 9 and younger. But then it start to really climb up for the elderly, so they really the ones at highest risk. Similarly, the fatality rate is higher for folks with hypertension, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, chronic respiratory disease, cancer, and of course, a lot of elderly typically have one or more of these conditions. So, it's not surprising that they go hand in hand. So, that's all the COVID-19 mortality rates differ by a group. And do you know the number of the new cases per day has dropped off largely due to the aggressively public health measure like quarantine and ensuring hospital ran the right equipment and staffing. And their symptoms of coronavirus: cough, sore throat, high fever, muscle pain, chills, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, new loss of taste or smell. COVID-19 pandemic has a lot of impact for our social life. There are many impact for our social life. In economic, Indonesia has a difficult economic, and also many workers were laid off from their job. And in the social, global conference and event across technology, fashion, sport were canceled or postponed. And then in the educational, many institute educational have temporary closed, and also many restaurants in Indonesia have closed temporary or maybe closed for a long time. Okay, viewers, thank you for your attention. I think that's all news today. Thank you, and I hope this pandemic will end soon. Bye.